The Beach FM Business Lunch Show, brought to you by PlaceMakers Kapiti Horowhenua. Together we're building New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Business Lunch Show on Beach FM 106.3. Well, can you believe it? Little Aotearoa is already looking towards having its own festivals, etc. So welcome into the show from the Neighbourhood Collective to talk Neighbourhood Noise 2020. It's Paige Fraser. G'day, Paige.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm very well. How are you doing at this time, mate?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. What we like to do first and foremost on the program is just to get to know the people we're talking to first off. So, how did this all come about, and how did your journey itself into festivals, etc.? How did that start?
So that's a bit of an interesting one, I guess. How it started my journey was just working like clubs in Auckland and managing bars and stuff like that, and dealing with the promoters and putting acts on in other people's bars gave me the experience of having relationships with promotion and managing artists and managing bars all at the same time. And I found it. I just always loved music, but I'm not a musician myself, but it's definitely my passion. So I decided when I moved back to Kapiti from Auckland that, I could do something like that. And there wasn't really a scene down here, but there's so many young people and, older people that still enjoy a good night out with some music or something at a local bar.
Absolutely.
But there's not really a nightlife. So that's where I decided to use Neighbourhood Collective and start doing events side of things. And that started going really well. So I've been doing that for the last 2 to 3 years in Kapiti. Yeah. Mainly at Waterfront Bar and Tuatara and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then the event side of the festival side of things came to when I started seeing how Bay Dreams goes and all the homegrown, all those big festivals, and I've worked with them as well. So using that experience. Also being from Kapiti and knowing what an amazing, venues and Airbnbs and hotels and all that kind of stuff that we've got in our back door. And no one really was doing anything festival-wise down here. Yeah. I just decided I'm going to go out on a limb and just go for it and start one up in Kapiti, because why not?
Well, why not?
Why not?
I love it, mate. That's exactly how we should be starting things. If you got a little bit of a background, you got a passion for it, then why not? And I'm with you, mate. I'm not a musician, but I love music. So, if we can do anything, even if it's coming up next, if we're part of it, then happy days. So what were some of those first obstacles that you had? I mean, you had the experience, but it was for other people, but you're going out on your own. So what were some of those early learnings for you in this field?
Wow, 100% just back yourself and do your homework. It's just a learning curve. It's still risky, it's still scary. Every day I'm waking up like, what have you got done here? But but at the end of the day, I guess just starting and moving and just trying to build your relationships and build your team and just be confident with you and what you're capable of, and then just putting all that energy into what you do.
So true.
And that's just what I've kind of done.
True. Hey, it would have been a bit of, completely scary trying to get acts in and get them to kind of trust you and that you're legit and this is going to happen. So those first couple acts getting in, getting something going, were they kind of reserved? Did you have to sell them a bit extra?
I don't want to sound like it wasn't hard, but but I mean, like I said, it's just having a little bit of industry background. I've been on the scene. I spent the last 10 years being on literally in the scene, whether I was part of the gigs or in the clubs or whatever. And so I do have a little bit of a trusted name, I'd like to think. Awesome. But yeah, of course it is hard because these people who are getting booked for these bigger New Zealand events. But so to be a completely brand new one and venture out, It wasn't hard as such, but it was. Yeah, no, I don't think it really was.
Awesome, man. Hey, I'll be honest, I'm also the sport guy, and before COVID, I thought I'd always have a job. I'm sure you being in festivals and music, you probably thought the same thing as well. But how did COVID affect you with the world not being able to stand next to each other?
Yeah, so that's so true. And it was kind of fun. So I always wanted to. Neighbourhood Collective essentially was meant to be a clothing label, right?
Yeah.
But because I realized pretty quickly it's hard to make someone buy a product when no one knows what it is. Like all my close friends and people locally might buy it. But to sell it to people all over New Zealand or even all over the world, it takes, a long time. So I ended up using the name for the events because that was happening right now. Excellent. And it was kind of fitting. And it's all about like neighborhood and collective. It's all about bringing people together, no matter like what I'm doing it with. So over COVID, I finally got the chance to, I was like, all right, clothing side. So I made a website, which was a headache because I'm not very good on computers, that we put together, and that was the mission. So we got live, we got stuff online. It was selling over COVID, which was super dope. And yeah, so it pushed me to do what I couldn't be bothered, but it was like, oh, you'll do that later. We'll worry about the close stuff later. We'll worry about the website later. But I was like, well, actually, you got nothing else to worry about now, so go do it.
So true. So many people took that time to just reset, and it was the basic stuff, making sure the website's done, etc. So
Man,
this leads us on to Kapiti's biggest indoor music festival, and it is happening on the 22nd of August. How long's this process been for you leading up to this event?
So, funny story, this was actually supposed to happen pre-COVID.
Like a lot of things.
Yeah, right, like everyone else, that's right. So, yeah. Now it's got pushed back. But yeah, no,
it's happening. It's happening. So tell us a bit about the bands or the people that you've got involved.
Oh, so it's my favorite part. So with this, the reason why I picked this particular lineup because we've got Eno and Dirty and Diggy Dupree who are well known in the Auckland scene, and they're definitely well known in Wellington. But Auckland doesn't really come down here that much. And I don't know why, because from being from Auckland, knowing what it's like and knowing all that industry, those artists play all the time up there. But I don't know why I don't know if people aren't bringing them down. I don't know if it's a promotion thing. I don't know if people have tried and it hasn't worked. But I want to kind of start creating that relationship so we can bring the mellow downs down, the GSB down, and, more have like a regular thing going on, as well as send our artists up there. We've got Will McLean, Reese Rich, Wagwan, who are amazing artists. I think they're just as good, or if not on their way, as, everyone else that are doing big things. And then, like finding Furby over COVID. She's amazing. She's like this 20-year-old. She produces everything, does everything herself from her bedroom. And she's gonna go. So giving artists who aren't quite in the know a platform, as well as mixing them with the ones who do, it's kind of, for me, it's like bridging artists together, because like I said, if you're not in the know or people don't know you, it can be hard, it can be challenging, but I don't know, at the end of the day, it's all about the music, and about sharing the talent and just sharing the love. So that's my main passion behind it all, really.
Beautiful.
And why I've done the lineup like it has.
And what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to the most? I mean, you've said bringing the people together, sharing the love between industry, regions of musical industry, but this is you, mate. You've worked hard with your team, and something that is put behind your name that could be a legacy. We could be talking Neighbourhood Noise 2030 in 10 years. Something.
Damian, that's absolute gold, man. That's what I'm trying to do, and about kids. There's so many kids, because I've got a 16-year-old sister, so I know what the youth around here are like, and they're all interested in that kind of stuff. And whether later on down the track we can incorporate using their youth and incorporating that into it, and just building really a brand that has so much diversity of how we can really pull the neighborhood together.
I love it. And make some noise.
Make some noise, man, while we're doing it. Exactly.
Hey, mate.
Stop being quiet.
That's it.
Do what you want to do.
That's it. Well, lastly, how can people get in touch? Where can they find you? Where can they buy the tickets?
Awesome. So, Event Finder, the tickets from Neighbourhood Noise 2020. A few more early birds. So get in quick because those are the cheaper ones. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram, Neighbourhood Collective, and Facebook. Or neighbourhoodcollective.com is the website. Yeah, we're pretty accessible online. So any artists out there who are interested or kids wanting to get involved with, clothing or whatever, we're always here to talk, always here to help. And keen to make things happen.
Absolutely. Paige,
it's
thank you.
All about the Kapiti.
That's it. Paige, thank you so much for your time today. Go well. I can't wait to see how it goes there for you and catch up soon to tell me all about it.
100%. And I'll get some tickets to you too so you can do a giveaway or something.
Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good to me.